What's going on, my friends? This is Dave Sharpe. Welcome to Wake Up Legendary. And this morning we have a returning guest to the show who you may recognize because he's absolutely blowing up online. Without further ado, help me welcome Baron Ian Mcclure to the show. What's up, my brother? Welcome back.
I appreciate it, Dave. Nice to see you coming in. I appreciate you inviting me here again today. I appreciate that.
Hey man, listen, it's our pleasure, and I'm excited to to catch up with you. You have kind of two first names there, Baron and Ian. What do your friends call you?
Well, they call me Ian. The only reason I put Baron in there is I was looking after some royal family, and they put it in there in my name. That's all that is. So it's not my first name. It's just a Baron, but it's on my passport. That's all that's about. So Ian's the name. That's it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't understand that because, of course, American naiveness. I thought maybe Baron was your first name and Ian was your middle name or something.
No, it's the only reason is I was looking after a royal family as a bodyguard, as people know, for a long time. But one of the daughters went to a party, and as you do as little children, they went to a party jumping around on a bouncy castle, and then she kind of swallowed her tongue. So like any person would do, you just look after the child, that sort of thing. And then the child was fine. She had cyanosis, but it was fine. Then I went back to the parents and I debriefed them and all that sort of thing. Said what happened to their daughter. She's only 6. And then I came back a week later and they made me a baron. So some sort of knight or something like that in royal. But so different, not in England, but in another country where they have a king and a queen.
Okay. Understand. It's sort of like getting knighted and then becoming like Sir Elton John. Okay.
That's
understood.
it.
Understood. Well, awesome, Ian. Well, listen, man, we had you on the show, what was it, about 6 months ago?
Yeah, about that.
Something like that.
Yeah, July, yep.
Times all run together here over the last year anyways. But man, you had come out of a tough spot. You had really dealt with, and you were really honest, and you were very vulnerable, and it was very inspirational. You talked about some of the depression that you dealt with, and just you had an incredible story. I remember you talking about something about catching up with a daughter or something like that. I feel like it was just a great episode. And what's happened, maybe you could just touch briefly on that. But what's happened over the last 6 months for you has been astounding. You had a month last month that I know of, just in the money that I know that you earned in your business, that was astounding. It was staggering. It was money that most people make in a year. It was the average income of most Americans in 1 year, and that by no way, shape, or form. Let's give a big income disclaimer. Ian's been absolutely crushing it. That doesn't guarantee any income to anyone, but it has been incredible to watch. So why don't you give us a little bit of a backstory and then bring us to the present day?
Well, when I first started, it was a long old process because it was something new. Online marketing and affiliate marketing was quite a new thing to me, and moving from the bodyguarding life to my new life as a granddad and being at home with my little people, it was quite a transition for a new career. So but I think by being vulnerable on my TikTok and on my Instagram, I think the key part about, if anyone asks me what's the key part of my TikTok, it would be going live, I would say, because anyone can put beautiful videos up on their TikTok and nice music and nice filters and stuff like that. But I think when you connect on a personal level, they see if your smile's reaching your eyes and they can see you're a real person. It's quite an eye opener for a lot of people. But I've put up quite a few videos, trying to stay consistent all the way through. And I've had some good hits on my site, but I've also been trying to do some split testing in the back with the funnel and stuff like that, which has worked out pretty well.
Yeah. So did you got started, and had you ever done any sort of online marketing, affiliate marketing, anything before you started learning with us and then getting started marketing?
No, absolutely nothing online, no tech skills, no nothing. I couldn't even. I bought a router from my home, and I had to call up a tech support. I couldn't even set it up. So it was something as basic as that. And when my family were saying to me, Dad, you need to put everything in your iCloud and you can download it and all that, I was like, whoa, hang on, calm down. Don't get too excited. I've been in hostile environments all my life.
Right. I mean, I hear that too. And I'm thinking that my first thought is, let's come back down to earth. I totally understand. So that was when did you get started in actually enter in and take our 15-day online business builder challenge? The first
29th of July this year.
29th of July this year.
Yeah. This year. Amazing. Why I remember the date, Dave, is because on the 17th of July of this year, I actually was in quite a bad place, as I mentioned quite a bit, and writing notes to my family because I was in a bad place, a loser and very broken man, I'll be honest with you. So I know the dates pretty well. So when someone popped up on my TikTok on the For You page around the 18th, I kind of made a transition. I thought, okay, well, we'll give it a go because my last roll of the dice now. And I just paid the $7, did the 15-day challenge, and then here we are. I didn't have any tech skills before. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know anything about affiliate marketing. I didn't know how to do a funnel, an autoresponder sequence. I didn't actually anything at all. So that's how powerful that 15-day challenge is. It's an amazing thing to have. And anyone that's tuning in sees that this is everything I talk about on my lives all the time, and all the details is all come from that 15-day challenge. So amazing thing.
So just to be clear, and I want to circle back to this, I mean, essentially rock bottom for you writing notes to your family, you were in damn near a suicidal state. I mean, you were at the lowest of the lows, and I mean, depressed is an understatement, it sounds like.
I'm sorry, Dave. Yeah, a bit ashamed, really. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I understand. But wow, what a turnaround story.
But I'm just a bit ashamed because I let my family down a lot. I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean everyone to tune in to see pain. I didn't.
It's okay, brother. It's okay. It's okay. This is appreciated. This is honesty and vulnerability, and I think this is why people connect with you so much, because you're not afraid to show your heart.
It's just that when someone mentions that that you're rock bottom, and then there's nothing left. There's nothing left in the tank anymore.
Yeah,
everything's been chipped away at you. Your whole life and your whole existence and your purpose is just broken away. And then and all of a sudden someone pops up and you think, wow, is this going to be real? And then you put all in. I'm all in with everything when it comes to Legendary, and it's paid off because I'm quite dedicated to the brand and yourselves, and it's given me a lease of life, but it's also taken away my imposter syndrome, and it's also allowed me to have confidence. So someone says, do a 15-day challenge, it's fantastic. You're going to learn all these skills to be an affiliate marketer, but it's actually a bit bigger than that. It also gives you confidence to come out to talk to people and, just connect on a real level rather than just do a course. Thank you very much. It's a course and a family, really. So, yeah, sorry about that, guys.
Well, I mean, what makes this powerful is these sort of shares, these sort of stories like yours. We're lucky to have a community of go-getters, and we're able to feature somebody every day, which is why I feel like what makes us so special. And when people bare their heart and soul like you do, like you've done, like you're doing right now, that's what makes it a lot more than money. And it just so happens that we're not just a community full of people who are saying, hey, it's more than money. I mean, you've actually had a financial transformation. You've had, you've gone on to make life-changing money, at least in my eyes. How is that combined? How has the financial aspect combined with the personal transformation that you've gone through? how has that changed things for you over the last 6 months?
Well, when the 17th of July was here and I was in a bad place, I couldn't pay my phone bill. I was in that such a bad place because money's tight, live paycheck to paycheck. It's very difficult to get out of that dark place. And when your mind's telling that you're never going to make it, your mind gets into that place where, yeah, you're right, and this is where I deserve to be for the rest of my days. So that's where I was at. But the financial transformation has been very life-changing. I'm able to help my daughter. She's got Crohn's, so she's moved out now. She's moved down to a place in Devon, so I helped her with a bit of things for her new home. But also, just doing normal things. Like I went to Costco the other day and went in there for a chicken, and all of a sudden came out with a couple $100 worth of stuff for no reason. And but the transformation there is that I was able to pay on my card for the first time in about a year. That's the pain. That's the part of it. That's just life-changing stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's powerful, man. Powerful.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But I think the I think the financial thing is coming in, and it's as I say, it's bigger than the financial thing. It's actually the connection with people, and people come in my lives and talk about their pain and their depression, their PTSD. And my story is difficult, but there's also other people that got life-changing stories as well. They come in alive, and someone phoned me the other day and says, "Do you mind if I be honest in your live?" I said, "Sure, go ahead." So he said, "I've got PTSD," and I said, "Why?" And he said, "Because I lost 3 wives. They all passed away, in 4 years." And I was like, people come in for real stories, and they've got some real broken people that come in, and it's nice to chat to them and see where they're going with their lives, and give them some help and tips and advice to move forward. Amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think you've embodied the idea that you grow so much faster when you get into a place to where you're helping others instead of always looking to be the one who's getting help. Not that we don't need, I mean, even me, I've been in a position for the last many years of helping others or getting to serve others or having the ability to mentor others. That doesn't mean that I still don't seek out support and help, but the piece that's helped me grow, the part of my life in business that's helped me grow more than anything is, when I turn my focus away from me for a moment and get into somebody else's shoes, get into their life, get into what it's like to be them for a moment and see if I can give them a few words of inspiration or just an ear or a couple words of encouragement, or point them in the direction of something that was helpful for me. And I think this business model, if we go back to even when I first got started, I was just coming off of a similar place where you were. I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. I had a heroin addiction, an IV needle addiction. I was deep into the levels. The bottoms had trap doors. I kept going further and further. And when I got clean in February of 2008, it wasn't, long after I started to kind of want to do things with my life because the fog started to settle just a little bit. And I was trying to stay clean. I was trying to stay clean from very powerful addiction. And this business model specifically allowed me to be able to get into service to others and share my story, just exactly like you're talking about right now. And as a result of that, that is when I started to also succeed and make money. When I stopped being a victim, when I stopped always and only looking for what you could do for me and how you could help me in thinking, and I know depression and in thinking poor me are not the same thing. They're very different. Depression is very real, and I don't want to minimize that. But I can oftentimes also get into a selfish poor me attitude. And when I get into service to others and when I try to add value to other people's lives, what it does is it gets me out of my own problems and in turn allows me to serve other people. And my income is in direct proportion to the value that I bring to other people's lives. And whether we know it or not, being of service to other people, giving them encouragement, giving them inspiration, and delivering value in the form of new skills or new opportunities is adding value to people's lives. And ironically, incomes start to go up. And that is exactly what I see happening with you.
Yeah, I mean, the when
You're good.
I'm still there.
Yeah.
So when basically that I decided to go on live and talk to a lot of people in the bare bones about life and chat with them on a personal level. People come in and they want to talk about their lives and how they're changing stuff but I get a lot of messages now, and I walk around my local town and people come up to me and they say, "Hey Ian, are you Ian?" I said, "Yeah, I am. You're motivational and I watch you on your lives because you're motivational." I was like, wow. I started as an affiliate marketer on the 17th of July. I wasn't going to be here. And now all of a sudden people are saying, "Hey, you're such a motivational person that comes on the live." And I actually tune in every day just to see your face, just to have a little pick me up. I'm like, wow, right. I couldn't even pick myself up in July, and now I'm picking other people up. How special is that?
Yeah, it's incredible. The most motivational people are the people who aren't trying to be motivational. And I think for those of you who are wondering, oh, well, do I have to be some motivational speaker or I could never motivate others? Yeah.
I can't hear anymore.
Oh, no?
Sorry, Dave. I can't hear anymore, I'm afraid. Sorry. I don't know why.
I still have your audio, Dave, just fine.
Yeah. I don't know what's happened with his log off and log back in.
Okay.
Leave and then come back. Yeah, he'll leave and come right back. We'll see if that works. But okay, so I wanted to finish that thought. Those of you who feel like, oh, I need to be a motivational speaker to be successful, the people who are the most inspirational and motivational to others are people who are not trying to be motivational. You know what I mean? And I think the people who are trying to be motivational speakers, or even who are motivational speakers, most of the time, people look at as corny and they're not really that into them, you know? So keep that in mind when you think about what we're talking about. Do you got me now?
Yeah, I got you now. Thank you, Dave. Sorry about that.
It's fine. I mean, it always, I always will remember one time I was sitting in a hotel room in Toronto with my wife and I couldn't get the TV to work. And I thought, oh, I was technically overwhelmed, you know what I mean? Because I also get technically overwhelmed. And I called down to the front desk and I said, can you send up maintenance? And they said, oh, we'll send an engineer up right away. I said, oh, Christ, you know what I mean? They're going to send an engineer up. Okay. The guy comes up and he looks at the TV and he unplugs it and plugs it back in and it was fixed. And he's like, all day. and I'm going, oh my God. Sometimes the simple things we overlook. It takes an engineer to come in and
it took a 10-year degree to do that. I'll tell you.
Sometimes people can't log on or whatever, and it's like would you log off and log back on, restart the computer?
Yeah. Hard reset all day. That's what it's all about.
Reboot. Sometimes I feel like I need to do that with my brain.
Yeah. So when you said that, your addiction was different to depression, I don't know if it is actually. I think we're all in a broken place. Sometimes we get a bit lost in our lives, and sometimes we get to challenging ourselves and thinking, "Wow, is this my future? And this is where I'm supposed to be?" And you start challenging yourself as a person and your purpose. So I don't think your addiction is any different than depression. I'll be honest with you. I think that it's all pain, different degrees of pain, right?
Yeah, the feelings are the same. And that I think is one of the big psychological pieces that I learned about marketing was that the circumstance is irrelevant. The feelings are the same, just like you just said. So if I talk about I was a construction worker, I had a drug addiction, you were a bodyguard struggling with depression at before you got started, it's the same pain, as you say. So people can relate it to their lives. And when I hear people say, well, I don't have a story or I don't have anything that I can talk about, it's like, you have struggled and suffered through so many things in your life. And are you still here? Did you survive? Did you maybe even thrive during those situations? Well, that's the kind of shit that great stories are made out of, that books are written about, that movies are made about. And the art of marketing, which is something that I'm so fascinated by you. The art of marketing is making, complicated things simple. And I'll never forget when I saw that video about the Apple video, when you had the apple on your finger, man. That was the best. Like, there's all these different ways that we teach, like things like hook, story, offer, and the story, the hero's journey. What it was like, we talk about, catching people's attention with a hook and all this stuff. And then what you've done. And I think something that's so powerful about your content is that you make complicated ideas really simple. And I just wondered can you talk to us about how you come up with content ideas, and then how you execute them in a way that seems simple for you to do and also comes across simple? Is it 100 takes that you're doing? Are you pretty much talk to us over the last 6 months how you've come to create content that is really engaging and takes complicated ideas and makes them simple.
No, I think that's TikTok's a great platform, biggest platform in the world, for traffic free, and the Instagram's very special. But I think that I don't take many takes. What I normally do is I do a video, and I maybe do 10, 15 videos a day, just little things, just standing in different positions. And then I'll add music. Music is the killer part. People get into a TikTok straight away by they hear the first tune and they go, oh, I love that song. It could be a romantic song. It could be a rock song. It could be anything, but they get taken in by music, because I love music myself. And then I put in a few words, but the words sometimes can trigger an emotion. So people think, wow, if like you turn around and say, 6 months ago I was broken, they go, wow, let's look at this, because he's broken and so am I. So let's see how he did it. So I think people like to connect on a personal level with their videos. I try to make some of them funny. I've got a few new funny ones coming. But also, I think there's a bit of a switch at the moment. People want some more entertainment. And I think sometimes when, I'm doing a transition at the moment where people are entertaining. I'm trying to entertain them, but I also want to teach people, because a lot of comments I'm getting at the moment, just in a day, I probably get maybe 450,000 messages in my TikToks, and I can't respond to them all, but the majority of the conversations are, can you show us? You never tell us, you never show us. But I do, but people don't seem to want to go any further apart from watch the video. They want videos of me explaining exactly the nuts and bolts, but it's all in my profile. People they don't seem to want to click on it all the time. So, yeah.
Right. Well, that's the nature of human beings. They want it delivered to them in a silver platter. And that's on us as marketers to move them along and give them, as we call them, lead magnets. We have to, it's almost like kind of in the old cartoons where they would leave the pieces of cheese, and the mouse would like keep following. You have to leave the crumbs. You have to continue to put the cheese or the carrot stick or whatever you want to call it, the free gift, the value, whatever. You have to continue to place it and make it appealing enough to click. When you click the link, here's what you'll get, And sometimes, of course, our videos go viral and we don't have a clear, strong call to action. And then we go, damn it, I wish I would have put a more strong call to action in that video. But okay, so you're seeing a trend right now where overall people are wanting to be more entertained, or can you say more about that so I can understand a little bit more about what you mean?
Yeah, I think
what you're finding
people.
out?
Oh, sorry, Dave. Sorry. So people want to come in and they obviously see the video, and it's the hook, isn't it? Like a lot of people talk about. But I think they want to be entertained a little bit, and then they want the nuts and bolts of it at the end. Okay, thanks very much. It's funny. I want to see you entertain me. But anyway, let's cut to the chase. So I think people are. Yeah, it's
You're
great.
so funny, man.
So
They want it
yeah.
all. Basically, what you're saying is they want it all, huh?
Yeah, but like I say to people, look, they say, "Oh, I'm not sure about this. I looked at your videos; they're fantastic. I've seen 35 videos. I'm still not sure, and if I'm going to do it." I said, "Okay, well, if I could go around their houses and knock on their doors and say, look, I saw you on my live the other day. Time to go. Time to make a change." I'd love to be able to do that, but there's obviously just too many people that are procrastinating. Kills your dreams, right?
God, this is funny. You're funny, man. Yeah, God, you're funny. You're a funny guy, man. I'm glad that you decided to stick with us here and do this thing and become a part of our family here. Because boy, you bring a lot of joy. I can imagine. I can see. I think when you are honest and accept the places that you've been and accept the depths that you've been and how much pain you've been in at certain times in your life, and you're honest about that instead of trying to sweep it under the rug and instead of trying to act like it's almost like I think we carry around a big bag of rocks, and when we're honest about it and when we begin to sort of share and get a lot of that inner shit out, what happens is we begin to kind of drop the bag of rocks that we've been carrying around, and we become lighter.
Yeah.
We become lighter people. We become funnier. We become happier. We become more joyful. And some of the funniest people in the world and some of the most joyful people in the world are people who have experienced deep pain. If you think about some comedians or some actors or some of our most, beloved people, they were funny and they were also experiencing deep pain or did experience deep pain at some points in their life. And it's sad. It doesn't mean that, if you're funny, you're going to end up dying or committing suicide or something like that. But what I invite all of you who are listening to do is to think about, and answer this question. Have you been through deep pain? Do you know what it's like to really hurt, to really suffer, to really struggle? And if you do, are you still carrying around that bag of rocks that is weighing you down? And what if you let all that go and released that by beginning to talk about it or share about it? And I wonder if you would also become light as a feather. And when you become light as a feather, because you've dropped that bag of rocks, I think that you would be amazed at how much you actually even like yourself, but also how much people will like you. And I think we're also afraid of a bit of rejection online. But what overwhelms that rejection or those negative, hateful comments are the positive comments. So how has that positive feedback to you impacted or inspired you to create more content and even be more bold by becoming or in thinking, I'm going to entertain these people?
Yeah. The thing is, that's I always quite tell people straight about the training course that, when you do the 50-day challenge, it gives you a lot more than just a training course to learn affiliate marketing and all the other things that go into it. But it gives you confidence. Okay, so before I started the training course on the 17th of July, before that, I wasn't able to go out. I couldn't go shopping. I couldn't go to the grocery store. I couldn't get in the car. I was actually useless in every way. And if I did go to the grocery store, I'd be walking around in this cloud of doom. I always go back to Charlie Brown. When I was a little boy, I used to see Charlie Brown. He used to hang around with a boy and he was covered in like a mist. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
I think it was named Linus
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, I think Linus, was that his brother? I was just reading a Charlie Brown book with my daughter the other day, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, so I walk into the grocery store or to the shopping mall or whatever I'm doing, and people used to walk past me and go, "Oh," I didn't say anything, but because I had this aura of darkness and pain, they could see it. So do the training course, and it became more confident. And I saw things coming in like commissions. I connected with so many fantastic, wonderful people, and then I went to the grocery store the other day, stood in the queue with my shopping like we do, and a lady came up to me and says, "Do you know what? You have such an open face. Nice to see you today." I was like, I didn't even know this lady. I didn't even know this lady at all. And I thought, I just stood there for a second, because we can take these things for granted when you're in a dark place.
Sure.
But it was such a powerful thing for me. And I'll be honest, I went in the car and sat and had a little talk to myself, because, things are changing in my life, and people come up and say, hey, or before they would avoid me because I was this cloud of darkness about. And but when I'm connecting with people on my lives, and obviously TikTok and email and all that sort of thing, people are reaching out and saying, look, Ian, can you be my mentor? Can you talk to me about my depression? Can we just talk just for a couple of minutes and have a coffee? And it seems to transform their lives. And then they want to take the next step, and they see you, being positive. And that's seriously a big thing, being positive. I didn't realize, but mindset can actually finish you off, mindset.
Yeah. Well, I think here's the big hit, that if everybody who's listening understands this, and I believe, Ian, you have understood this, and I feel like this was, again, when my business started to take a real shift as well, was when I realized that I was not really in the business of selling products, right? Selling training or selling lotions, potions, and pills and all the other many things that I've tried. Mm-hmm. What I was in the business of doing was uplifting people. That was what I was in the business of doing. And if you think about I think people go to church all across the world, not because that's where God is. I mean, if you're a believer in God, don't you believe that God is everywhere? God is not just hanging out in the church one day a week for 1 hour that day.
He's in there. He's in the Wake Up Legendary right now.
Well, sure. And people go to church to have a uplifting message. They go to church to hear something inspiring, right? For fellowship, for connection. And it's the same exact reason why people get involved in most things, right? Because they feel more alive when they're doing that, or they feel more inspired and attracted to whoever the leader is. And so, I mean, there's been some dark examples of that too, where people believed in something and then the leader turned, evil, like the Jim Jones thing, where those people thought that, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
So knowing that I'm not in the business of selling a product. This is not even about really, like, as much as people say, teach me the nuts and bolts, I would encourage you, Ian, to not get into nuts and bolts on the videos, because what people need is a kick in the ass and a pull on the heart, right? They need some inspiration, they need some motivation, and they need to be spoken to from the heart to the heart. And they're looking for that uplifting message, right? And I think for so many people who come in and just start kind of copycat marketing, looking at what other people do and just trying to do the same thing, and then they say, I don't know why my videos aren't taking off. I don't know why my marketing's not taking off. Well, it's because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Yeah.
And if they believe that you care, you truly give a shit, you actually give a damn about their well-being and the quality of their life. It doesn't matter whether you were recruiting them into an MLM, whether you were getting them started with a lemonade stand business, whether you were promoting an affiliate marketing training, it really doesn't matter. If they believe in you and they believe that you care, they are willing to follow you to the ends of the earth. Now, it just so happens that I believe we teach the best business model that somebody can do, but I guarantee you that if you were promoting how to build a lemonade stand and they knew how much you cared and they believed in you and they believed in the words and they felt energized and empowered when you were speaking, instead of being talked down to or controlled or demeaned or all of the other things that we see so often in society, that's when it clicks with them. That's when they'll follow you to the ends of the earth. And I think that's your secret sauce. And I want everybody to understand that it's not about how much you know, it's about how much you care.
I mean, as I say, I didn't know anything before I started this journey. And, I'm quite honest and straight with a lot of people that I don't know a lot of the nuts and bolts. All I know is the training course works and you implement everything they teach you in the training course, invest in yourself a little bit and buy yourself a few extras while you're in the training course. You're going to make a life-changing difference. But the biggest thing is, the personal connection with people. I want everyone to make it. There's enough money in this industry for every single person to make it in their lives. But, I can't pop around their house and take them out and say, look, let's go. We got to go do it. You got to get it a little bit as well. But I'm here all the way along the journey for these people. They want any help. They want to come in and have a talk. I give them my mobile number at home so they can give me a call or a text and say, Ian, listen, I saw you on your live the other day. Can you just give me some help because I need a push? Yeah, I can do that as well. But the personal thing is very special to me because everyone's very special on the TikToks coming in on this, obviously all the legendary family. But, what's powerful about it is 21 days ago, I only had 31,000 followers. 21 days ago, and now over 500,000 people coming in. So, I'm very blessed for every single person that comes in. They're all friends, and it's not my TikTok, it's theirs. So that's what it's important.
Yeah. Do you believe that someone really is one video away from completely blowing up their business?
No, I don't agree. No, I don't think so. I think it's about longevity, and they see you turn up every day. They see you dedicated. I'm very dedicated to the legendary brand all the way, and I always will be because this is what saved me, and this is why I'm here as a person, not as in a person just coming into work, but actually as a human, not passing away. That's what I'm saying, and that's how powerful legendary is for me. So I will talk about it all day long, forever, because this is what made me who I am today. But I do think that if you turn up every single day consistently, and you got videos, you're putting it out, and you go on the FYP all the time on the TikTok, and they see, wow, this guy's on my phone more than me. Wow, check it out. Let's have a look.
So you believe kind of like investing, like it's better to focus on time in the market rather than timing the market, right? Yeah. Instead of looking for that one big hit, you feel the better approach is not to focus on that at all, but just focus on being consistent and showing up every day. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Talk to me a little bit about going live. Matt just sent me over your income just with Legendary over the past 30 days. And I'm like freaking out because it's so extraordinary. And it's just, I know what it's like to have a big month like that for like the first time online. And, it's life-changing. So I want to congratulate you on that.
I appreciate that, David, and the team. But I think it's, I feel ashamed of myself in a way because, I'm like a lot of people. We get stuck in a job that we've been there at longevity. We've been there in an employer for a long period of time. And you actually stand there and think, that's my lot. And this is what I'm supposed to do because my dad and my granddad said, you got to work for a company for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, then retire, sit on your porch with your corn on the cob. And that's the end of that. But nowadays, those things don't happen. And losing my job was a blessing in a way. And it forced me into a situation where I had to, I went downhill. But if I'd have not lost my job as a bodyguard for 2 years with those people, I would still be doing it now. working 21-hour days, 7 days a week, living with the clients in their house. So, it kind of saved me on many levels. So being broken and losing everything, losing my money. But, I was earning $80,000 a month, working 21-hour days, 7 days a week, living with people in their house, and never home. I was never home at all. I wasn't home for 20 years. I was only home for 3 Christmases in 20 years. And that's how passionate I was about my industry. But now people are saying, what's going on? Well, I'm working a few hours a day. I'm going live for quite a few hours because I can relax at home. 14, 15K a week. It's ridiculous amounts of money. And everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. They just need to be passionate and turn up. It's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing.
So talk to me a little bit about going live, because it seems like for you, some of the videos that have done really well that you've posted, it seems like going live has helped you convert a lot more of those views into sales. Do you believe that? Is that why you're going live? Talk to us about why you go live so often and how you're able to, I think a lot of people have a fear of going live because they're like, well, what would I talk about? And I don't know anything or whatever. So how have you gone from just starting 6 months ago to being able to talk on a live, go live, and again, why do you go live so often? Tell us a little bit about your thought process in that strategy.
I do believe that people like to connect with someone. As I say, people can put videos up all day, 6, 7, 20, 30 videos a day. And you go, okay, they're a bit samey, but there's a bit of entertainment in there. You might pop your cat in there for a bit of fun, but it's not until you become live when you actually connect with people on a real level and they see you, your emotions, the way you speak. It's like me and you here right now. We could be sitting in a coffee shop having a coffee together, looking across the table at each other, having a talk. And I think people want to feel that connection with people, especially when they're going to part with their money and change with their lives. They want to see that person's a real person and they're talking properly. I think that's the key thing. I think connection and the lives. I go lives a long time because obviously people come and go. Some people come and see me in the morning and in the afternoon they can't make it. So it all depends. But I like to get everyone to come in to see the lives throughout the day and get the message. I'm hoping someone will pop in on my live in the 2-3 hours I go live. We talk about PTSD, depression, my mum's dementia, or my daughter's Crohn's, or passive income, or TikToks, or Instagram, whatever. You talk about anything in that live. That's what it's about. I'm not just here to talk about money, because I believe that money, people love to have money, and it's fantastic to have. But in my opinion, money doesn't make you happy. It gives you options in life, and when you have options, you become free. And when you're free, what are you as a person? You're just a better, kinder person to yourself and also other people around. That's the thing.
So do you feel more comfortable now that you're doing lives and have been doing them for some time versus when you first got started?
Yeah, because when I first started, I had imposter syndrome, and my mind was telling me in a dark place, you can't do it. No one's listening to you. You're an old man now. No one wants to see an old man on the TikToks. And then all of a sudden, your brain telling you can't do it. It's like a lot of things in life, isn't it? You can talk yourself out of it very fast. And if you switch your mindset up, and all of a sudden, it is difficult at the start because you're not talking to anybody. But then the odd person will come in. I do have to switch off. Sometimes some of the comments come in at the moment, they're very difficult, and like any industry, you'll get haters popping in to say a couple of 2 pence worth or 2 cents worth, whatever it is. But you have to block that out, and that's why I've got some moderators in there now, because it's getting a bit bigger than it used to be. But
I got you. So at first, like you're speaking real talk, like you're sitting on the live, there's nobody, there's 0 viewers, right? And then one person pops in and says some hateful shit, and you're like, fuck this, right?
Yeah.
How did you get through that? Because that is some difficult shit.
That's it. They came on, he says, oh, Colonel Sanders is in the house. I was like, okay. So I say to them, you can come in my live, but I'll never give you the special recipe for the KFC zinger chicken. Never. But that's the first thing I got. But it's life, isn't it? Not everyone that claps is your friend, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, no shit. No shit. You know, some of your biggest supporters would be the first ones to stab you in the back.
Yeah, I've
You
noticed that
know.
over the last couple of months. It's been difficult, but hey, what can you do? When you see, thing is, when you're low and you're broken, people are there to help you, put your arm around you, and then you progress and come onto a level. They're like, "Wow, this is cool. I'm really pleased for you." And then you do a bit better. It's like, "Oh, hang on, maybe a bit different." So, as I
Right.
say,
It's like, don't you go growing too fast on me.
yeah, I'm pleased for you, but don't stop.
Right, right. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. And that's hard. That's a hard thing about life. I've had to deal with that on some levels.
Yeah.
Maybe it's more in my head than anything. I don't know. But
I think a lot of
yeah,
people go through it though, David. I think a lot of people feel that sometimes. It's in any
yeah,
walks of life, and you could be a millionaire, a trillionaire around this world. They're all the same. They all go through the same pain, and they all have the same, difficulties. Hence why I was in the industry for 20 years, looking after people that had, threats in their lives.
yeah.
You don't hire a bodyguard unless you've got some sort of threat going on. So, and
Right, right,
haters come from all angles, right?
yeah. Well, Ian, man, wow. I mean, this is good shit. It really is. It's real. It, I just, what is your message for people who are, just getting started and who are dealing with some of the stuff that we're talking about? And I've told my story, 100 times on here. People are probably tired of hearing it, but about, with that said, let me tell it again. That's really what this is all about, right? It's
Yeah.
you tell the same story until it finally clicks for people. And at the end of the day, you really, the only thing that you have is your own story. You know what I mean? And when people think about me, they don't remember some training that I did, 8 years ago that was so fantastic. It was like, the slides and the detail of, the Facebook ads. Nobody remembers that. They remember that's that dude who was a junkie who worked construction and then, changed his life and became an online marketing millionaire. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
they don't remember the fucking the Facebook post that was so in depth that gave the organic marketing strategy. They don't remember that. They remember the story and the heart and the feelings and the images of what your life was like, where you came from and then where you got to.
But they don't remember the training course. They don't remember all the ads. They don't remember all the things that's happened in their lives. But they always will remember how it made them feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel. They'll remember the experience of how it made them feel at that point. And that's what reminds them of the situation they're in. So, if I was going to give anyone advice on here that's looking to start their affiliate marketing journey with Legendary, or, there'll be days where you wake up one morning and you think, wow, I can't think of anything. I can't think of content. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. You get a bit of fog. Just sit down and have a think about what would you like to see and what message would you like to see. And if you become open and free and just let it flow with some nice music, I think that, it'll come. But there'll be days I didn't receive any commission for the first 4 weeks. And that was the difficult part, because we all like to put time into a training course and see some reward. We're like children in some ways. Your dad comes in, I did this coloring for you, Dad. Oh, good boy or good son, or whatever you're doing. And I think it's the same. If you do a 15-day training course and dedicate yourself to it and implement everything they teach you on the course, but you want to see results, but you have to be patient. Patience is key, I think, in this industry. And if I could become an affiliate marketer for patience, I think we would be having this live on a super yacht somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how many people would buy that, though. You know what
Patience.
I mean? Yeah, shit. I mean, it's if you're willing to do the opposite of what everybody else is doing, I think that's how to win in anything. And that's why I always talk about outlasting people, because the majority of people won't stick with something. The majority of people, and I hear this all the time, it's like people, from affiliates, my customers are not starting the challenge. They're not finishing. Well, welcome to humanity. You know what I mean? Where people buy shit and don't finish it. where people buy a gym membership and never even go to the gym.
Yeah.
Where people look at their credit card bill at, and look at all the subscriptions and all the kind of stuff that they had that they signed up for that they never used. And they're like, holy shit, no wonder I'm broke. I'm paying for all this stuff I'm not using anymore. Right.
Yeah.
Who cannot relate to that? Right. So for us as business owners, there's a lot to be said about outlasting people, about just sticking with it. And that's one of the reasons it sounds so simple, but it's almost like every single person who comes on the show is always like, consistency, stick with it, be, like you said today, show up every day. Don't just look for be a one-hit wonder, right? Show up every day and be in it for the long term. And it's, why do people say that over and over again? Because it's true and it's based on their experience. And so if you're somebody who's been looking for the one hit, for the one hit wonder, for the magical trick, for the secret commission button, and you've been buying course after course or following guru after guru, put down your, just basically you're beating yourself up. You're put down the stick, and sit with something for a little while and give it an honest effort. An honest effort to me is 9 to 12 months. You know what I mean? Give yourself some time to get a big fish. And even if you don't get it in the boat, it's that big hit that brings you back. It's just like golfing. I can shoot 18 holes and have one good shot the entire day. And it's like, well, fuck, I mean, I'm onto something here, but the rest of the day sucked. But it's that one, you got to give yourself time to have some wins, and they will keep you coming back. And
I do think people get too fixated on their TikToks and their video views and things like that. And I think my secret at the time was just to put videos out what I felt was passionate and what I liked and the message I wanted to put out, and just put it out. I didn't care what times I put it out. I didn't care what time of day I actioned my video or whatever. People will tell you, you need to put it out this time. You need to do this at this time. You need to put one every hour. You need to do 6. You need to do 4. It doesn't matter. Just put it out. And if you get 10 views, who cares? You just put it out. Don't care about that. And just put it out. Someone will click on there. Someone will see your message, and someone will be desperate to see your message somewhere along the line somewhere. Just put it out, and don't worry about all that.
I totally agree with that. I have a dirty little secret in the last decade of doing this. I may could have made way more money or whatever if I was an analytics nerd and I followed the latest and greatest, what's hot and go over here and do this, or trying to time things like you say. I hear people ask this question all the time: when's the best time to post on social media? As if you post your shitty content at 5 p.m. versus 4 p.m., it's going to make a big difference. If your shit sucks, it sucks. You know what I mean? If it's just robotic, and it's gonna suck at first. That's a thing. Mine sucked at first. Yours sucked at first. We all sucked at first. It's just like anything that you do at the beginning, you're gonna suck. But if you keep doing it, you keep practicing, you get better. And it doesn't matter whether you put it out at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. It doesn't matter if it's good stuff. People are going to eat it up.
Yeah.
Period.
I think what people forget sometimes, they think, okay, I live in the USA or I live in Canada, so I'll post my videos when everyone's sitting down after work. They've come back from the freeway, done their grocery shopping, sitting down at 7, 8 o'clock at night. But what about people in Japan? What about people in Europe? What about people in New Zealand? They're having breakfast. They're doing their thing. It's a worldwide global industry on TikTok, and people can actually connect any single time from around the world. So if you're posting your videos at 7, 8 o'clock at night, Eastern Standard Time, then it's 6 o'clock in the morning in Sydney. But it doesn't matter. Just put it out. Just get it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, put it out.
Well, my brother, listen, I appreciate your time. Congrats on your momentum that you have going on right now. Don't stop. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep spreading this message that you have that's so powerful. And I want to tell you, I want to validate you that it is so powerful, the way that you open your heart and you wear your heart on your sleeve, and you people can tell that you care. And I don't think people even care how much you know. You know what I mean? Like, and you're the first to admit that, hey, I'm not, I think that's really valuable. And it's a great strategy to be like, look, I am not a tech genius. I'm not, there's a lot of stuff I don't understand. I just know it works. So go check it out. I mean, that's the essence of a good affiliate marketer. You're not positioning yourself as the expert. You're simply saying, look, I can do this. I've done this. And I just got started. I am new. I don't know a lot about the nuts and bolts, but it works. So go check it out. When you start to try to be the expert, when you're doing affiliate marketing, you take the attention off of the product that you're promoting and you bring it onto yourself, and it messes up the juju, the flow of the affiliate marketing process, because you are recommending, you are promoting something. The focus is on that. It's not on you. And the greatest affiliate marketers in the world aren't the experts. Because that's not how you position yourself as an affiliate. You position yourself as, look, I mean, I've learned a lot. I'm better than I was at the beginning, but I don't know most of all of this stuff. Like, it's all new, and I don't, quite frankly, want to learn it. I just know that I learned how to set the few things up that I need to set up, and I don't mess with that anymore. And I focus on X, Y, and Z, which is marketing, right? Not dilly-dallying around with we're not learning how to be a software engineer here. We're not learning how to code websites, for God's sakes. We set up a few pieces of software, and then we focus on marketing and promoting, and basically just talking in a leveraged way using these platforms that, turns one view into 100 views, into 100,000 views. And it's actually pretty simple. That you've mastered that, Ian. You've mastered that. And what I find is that when they have success, and then if they start to kind of, level out or whatever, it's where they learn too much, and they lose touch with that newbie language and that newbie message, right? So there's a challenge of learning too much. There's a challenge of speaking over people's heads, that as you learn more, you begin to speak in more complicated language. So even as you continue to learn more, it's really important that we all focus on speaking plainly to people, speaking in a language that they understand, and not speaking over their head. And I think you do that powerfully. And I think it's important for us to understand what works for us, because it's not just dumb luck.
No.
You are speaking plainly and simply from the heart, and it's touching people, and it's reaching people, and it's moving them in the direction that you're pointing them towards.
People seem to always be over-analyzing things, over-analyzing the video, over-analyzing timings. It gets it very complicated. And a lot of people say, don't overthink it. Sometimes the basics and the 15-day training is enough. It is enough. I'm telling you, it is enough for people to change their lives. You don't have to have, what if it doesn't do this? What is it plateau? What are we going to do? It works. You don't have to have shiny object syndrome. You don't have to go to the next quick fix because you think it's quick. Just stay the course for longevity. It'll come. They will come. People will come if you stay consistent and turn up every day. And they will come and visit you. And then when they visit you, they see you as a real person and connect. And then they'll come with you, as you say, anywhere you want to go. Very special people.
Well said, my friend. Well, we've got your link up. People can go connect with you, support you, lift you up, continue to, support you in your mission and your journey and the value that you're bringing. And I know you'll continue to give that value and support back. So thanks, brother, so much. Thanks for your time today. And I'll talk to you really soon. Okay.
Very kind, Dave. Appreciate everybody at the legendary team, and Matt and and Roxy, all great people. Very kind. And thank you for my frame, by the way.
You're welcome, my friend.
Very kind, sir.
All right, Ian. Keep up the great work, buddy.
Thank you.
See you.
Have a good one.
All right, my friend, you can see why he's somebody who you would definitely want to have in your family, in your network. So go and connect with him and learn and watch and see and model, model what works. And this would be a conversation that would be worth listening to again, because there was some nuggets that were dropped here, mostly around simplicity and the power of speaking from the heart, the power of speaking in plain language, the power of not over speaking or confusing people with things, keeping your language simple, keeping your message simple, and keeping your message mostly about your inspiration and speaking honestly about real topics that you heard. He was talking about, hey, what do I talk about in my lives? Well, my mother's dementia, my depression and near suicide, my daughter's Crohn's disease, and not about the specifics of those things, but about the difficulty, the emotion. How am I managing that? Because people also say, oh, well, I'm going through something similar too. And wow, he's even dealing with this, and he's also building his business, and he seems to be somebody who's finding happiness out of all of these difficult things. That's real life shit that people get value from, those sort of honest conversations. And so if you're looking for topics, you're looking for things to talk about, you're looking for things to go live about, don't overanalyze it and don't try to speak about things that you don't know about. Talk about things that are relevant in your life and ask yourself, can people relate to this, and make it relatable to them? You'll find yourself starting to connect with a lot more people and be a lot more influential. All right. With that being said, my friends, I will connect back with you. We will connect back with you tomorrow. As always, go give Ian a follow, send him some love for a lot of value today, and we'll see you guys back here tomorrow for another episode. Peace.